I love watching the sunrise over Lake Michigan. I love watching it light up the north side, making everything more beautiful, making everybody more hopeful. Don't get me wrong, we can get by when it's cold and dark. It's a survival skill around here. But there's just more joy in the city when the sun rises and lights up the streets and warms up its people. After a long winter, the sun makes us want to put on our shorts, get outside, and celebrate. From our earliest days as a church, we have longed for one thing, for the Son of God to be lifted high over the city of Chicago, to see him scatter the darkness, light up our neighborhoods, lift up our hearts, and draw all people to himself. Imagine what healing, what hope, what joy he could bring. In many ways, we don't have to imagine. For the last decade, we ourselves have seen his light. It's healed us. We've made his light visible, tangible, and personal for the people of Chicago. We have seen Christ draw many different people from around the city to himself and heal them too. But in so many ways, we are just getting started. In a city filled with anxious and hurting people, we are a church filled with compassion, peace, and a gift of healing. In a city longing for beauty, we are a community filled with artistic vision and hope. In a city searching for authentic spiritual connection, we are a people rich in prayer, liturgy, and spiritual formation. In a city skeptical about truth claims, we have the deep resources of the gospel that speak to the pressing questions of the heart.
One of the things I love most about Immanuel is the inclusion. Every person that attends Immanuel believes that they belong there and loves it and is loved.
I feel like there's a lot of authenticity from the leadership, but also just from the people. And that's been a really healing experience.
Isaiah 60 reminds us, "Arise, shine, your light has come, and the glory of the Lord has risen upon you." We are his bride for this moment, for this city. We are called to arise with him, and that is why we are calling this next season Arise. We see a future where many Chicagoans are baptized, discipled, and equipped to be a gospel light in our city. Our vision over the next few years is to double the impact of our Sunday services and turn every ministry into an outreach opportunity. Imagine if at every gathering we had, Chicagoans were experiencing the healing light of Christ in some fashion. According to one study, 40% of millennials say they feel disconnected from their faith and struggle to find churches that resonate with their values. 72% of Gen Z feel disconnected when they enter church spaces that lack intentionality or creativity. Rather than losing the next generation, we are called to shape the next generation. We need to build a robust pipeline of discipleship for ages 11 through 30 so that youth and young adults are equipped as missional and mature disciples of Jesus. Imagine a vibrant youth group, a campus ministry, and a residency that equips young adults to apply the gospel to their work. The city can be a tough place to flourish long term, either as a single adult or a couple or as a family. We want to change that and build a support system and deep community for people who want to put down roots here for the long term. In order for this to happen, we need a permanent spiritual beacon home. Our vision is to identify a regional space on the city's north side, accessible to pedestrians, people taking the CTA, and those who are driving. After a decade of renting and moving and adjusting, now is the time to lay a solid foundation. Because Immanuel Anglican is not here on a temporary basis, we are called to shine for generations to come.
My hope for the youth and the kids of Immanuel is that they'll want to have a relationship with Jesus, that they'll have that desire. And I think having a permanent church home where the youth and the kids can really flourish and develop in their faith in a comfortable environment where it's okay to ask questions and be curious and be unsure. I think that's really important in growing in your faith.
Rise Initiative has two goals. The first goal is 100% engagement for every one of us who calls Immanuel our church home to grow in our own stewardship and generosity. I want to see each of us trust God with more of our resources and watch Him provide for us in loving and surprising ways. The second goal for us is to raise $2.6 million over the next 2 years. This single Arise fund will not only support our ongoing ministry, mission, and outreach opportunities for the next 2 years, that's $1.3 million, but also grow our building reserves by $1.3 million, which will prepare us to purchase a church facility.
I think what the Arise campaign has done is just revealed God's desire for me to be close to Him, for my family to be close to Him. I desire for more families, more people to experience the nearness of God. Here at Immanuel, I believe God is creating something new, a space for people to become new creations.
The words of St. Paul ring true for our time. Awake, O sleeper, and rise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you. Let's shake off the darkness, put on our shorts, and step into Christ's healing light. Let's shine the light of Christ in this city we love, for the good of Chicago and for the glory of God. Immanuel, this is a pivotal moment for us. Will you join me and Laura and take the step of faith? I wonder what God will do with our simple act of trust. The story is still being written, and while I don't know the ending, I'm pretty sure it will be far beyond what we can ask or imagine. The time is now. Let's arise.